So hello everyone, welcome to the next steps for year one Okanagan session. We really appreciate you taking some time this evening or morning to join us. So my name is Marie Reed and I am one of the engineering advisors from the UBC Okanagan campus, and my pronouns are she, her. I would like to acknowledge that UBC Okanagan is situated in the territory of the Silex Okanagan Nation and their peoples. And I'd also like to acknowledge that you are joining us today from many places near and far, and acknowledge the traditional owners and caretakers of those lands. So today we're going to kind of give you an overview of what URM could look like and different things you can do throughout your degree. But one of the most common questions that I do get from students is really, can I do design right away in first year, or do I have to wait till my upper years? And so what I really like to tell students who are interested in coming to UBC for engineering is, in your very first term of your first year of engineering, you get to take courses that allow you to do engineering design. The main purpose of this first year is to really build a foundation for your degree. And engineering students in first year take all the same 12 courses, and this provides them with the knowledge that they need to continue into their desired specialization. So there are two main courses that students take in first year that are related to engineering design. The first one is called AppSci 171, and this course is really focused on learning engineering drawing, 3D CAD modeling, and the engineering design process. In this course, students work on team-based projects where they design a solution to a real-world problem. So in the past, this has included things like designing a safer clothing donation bin. And then recently, this class actually worked with the city of Lethbridge to design devices to actually keep garbage and recycling bins from tipping over. If you've ever been to Lethbridge, the city is very windy, so this is a very real problem for the citizens of this city. The second course is called AppSci 169, and this course students focus on fundamentals of sustainable engineering. So in this course, the projects are actually right around the same time as global competition events such as Aqua Hackers and the World Engineering Day Hackathon. So students actually will enter their designs into these competitions. So it's pretty cool that you get to do this in the class, but also be able to sort of compete in these competitions if you would like to. So now I want to go into our next, I guess, most common question is registration. What is that process like, and how do I know what to register in? So the first step is I always recommend students go to the School of Engineering Undergraduate Academic Advising webpage. This is a really, really great resource for engineering students specifically. There are tabs specifically for registration, advising, and course planning, and this is where you can find which courses to register in and a lot of answers to common questions about registration. So after that, if you're ready to register, the next thing students need to do is they need to sign in to something called their Student Service Center. This can be found on the website on this webpage, which is students.ok.ubc.ca. And there's a login tab where you can just sign in using your CWL login. And once you're logged in, students then go to something called your course schedule, or you can actually go to the registration tab and go to course schedule there. Once you get into your course schedule, this is very important. The next step here, sorry, the screen's just lagging a little bit. There we go. You're going to want to make sure that you choose your campus as UBC Okanagan, and then you want to make sure your session is chosen for 2022 winter. So that's the terms that you guys will be registering in next year, and that's from September to April. So you're going to be registering in your courses for the entire year. So now that you kind of got like a really quick snapshot of what it would look like to register in your courses, you're probably wondering, well, which courses should I be registering in? So we really have two different degree plan options for our first year students coming in. We have something called the 4-year degree plan, and this is where students take 6 courses per term, and you would graduate in 4 years. We also have something called the 5-year degree plan. So this is a reduced course load where students take 5 courses per term, and you would graduate in 5 years on this program. And right on the screen right now, I just have a screenshot of the courses that are linked for both the 4-year and the 5-year degree plan. These, again, will be provided to you before registration, and they're on our website, but this just gives you a snapshot of the courses that you would be registering in. So another really common question we get is, how do I apply for or receive transfer credit for my IB, AP, or British Pattern Education credits? So the process is that UBC first reviews these credits, and if you do receive transfer credit, they will be added to your Student Service Center. Once that happens, the School of Engineering then needs to assess these credits ourselves. So you have to submit something called a transfer credit application form, and then we review those. The biggest thing I really want you to take away from this information today is we really recommend that students do not drop any courses from their schedule until they receive the confirmation that they get transfer credit from the School of Engineering. So please register in all of your first year courses, and when you know you've received transfer credit, then you can drop the courses that you have received transfer credit for. So registration for our first year students opens the week of June 27th. So this is a really important time. This is when you're going to be registering for your courses. So students will receive the registration date and time on their Student Service Center approximately 2 weeks before your registration date and time. So we highly recommend you put a reminder in your calendar to ensure that you register as close to this date as possible. We will also be, our office will also be providing a live Zoom registration session in early June for all admitted students. So please watch for that invite to your email. And in that information session, we're going to go step by step through that registration process. So outside of academics, our first year students can get involved with design teams and even research opportunities. So there's many different design teams at the UBC Okanagan campus, such as Concrete Toboggan and the Aerospace Club, both of which are here today. This is a really great way to meet other current students and apply the knowledge that you are learning in your courses. The other really cool thing about our campus is that undergraduate students can get involved in research as early as your first year, typically volunteering in a research lab. So if you're interested in working in a research lab, we highly recommend students look through the ones that are available and directly connect with the professor to chat with them about the opportunities that are available. So in addition, we do have some really great learning resources on campus. We have something called the Student Learning Hub, which is basically a central location where students can find things like free tutoring and the learning strategist. So this is super useful to assist you with your academics throughout your degree. Like I mentioned earlier, we do have specific advising for engineering students. I'm going to talk about that a little bit more in a minute. And lastly, we have something called second year placement. This is really when our first year students are choosing their specialization of choice. First year students will receive tons of information about specializations throughout their first year and about how they can choose their specialization. So don't worry too much about that now. I just wanted to make sure you know that you're going to receive all that information throughout your first year. So like I mentioned, the School of Engineering has an academic services team to support our engineering students. So we're here to provide course registration, campus resources, degree planning, international exchange opportunities, and so much more. There are many ways for students to get a hold of an engineering academic advisor. You can send us an email, you can come to our virtual drop-in, or you can book an appointment with us, and we're happy to chat with you about any questions you may have. So there are also many great opportunities for you to look forward to later in your degree. Engineering students can apply to the co-op program in their second or third year of study. This is optional and does require an application, but it allows you to get some paid work experience throughout your degree. The School of Engineering also offers a minor in management and a minor in computer science, as well as 3 options in biomedical, mechatronics, and resilient infrastructure management. Minors and options are really additions onto your degree, so they are optional. An option is really a grouping of courses that are mostly in your final year of study, so they really help you to specialize further into your specialization. And a minor allows students to expand your knowledge into other areas that are very applicable to engineering, and they typically add about a year onto your degree. Students can also study abroad through something called the Coordinated International Experience, or Go Global. Specifically, the Coordinated International Experience program is really great for engineering students because all of the courses are actually pre-vetted with our partner institutions. So that means you know you're going to receive transfer credit for those courses. So it's a really great opportunity to be able to travel and continue with your studies. We also offer an upper year mentoring program, and this is for second, third, and fourth year students. And our undergraduate students are matched with an industry mentor in this program. Really great way to ask about things in industry and just to expand your network. And lastly, as we discussed earlier, joining a club is a really great thing to do anytime throughout your degree. This could be an engineering club or any other of the clubs that are available on campus. So now that we've given you a little bit of a snapshot of your first year and what you can do throughout your degree, what are your next steps? So the first thing I recommend that students do is go check out this website and look at the dates and deadlines for the Okanagan campus. These are things that you may want to flag in your calendar to make sure you submit any documents you need to and you're paying attention to any important deadlines. So there are two deadlines that I just want to personally mention. One is June 1st. So this is the deadline where for most first year students that you need to accept your offer if you would like to come to the UBC Okanagan campus. However, please refer to your specific offer letter because it will say your acceptance deadline date on that offer letter. The next date is May 1st. So this is the date for the guaranteed housing for first year students. So if you're interested in living in residence and you're eligible for the first year housing, please make sure you apply for it by May 1st so you're considered for that guaranteed housing group. And then lastly, I just wanted to kind of give you a brief introduction into the orientations that are available for our first year student. So when you are admitted as a student, you're going to get invited typically in June to something called UBC 101. And this is pretty much an online orientation, and it allows first year students to access weekly content to prepare you for your first year at UBCO. There are also two orientations that are available closer to the beginning of the year. One is called Jumpstart, and this is a week-long orientation that is typically scheduled for the week before classes begin. And Create, which is a day-long orientation that is scheduled usually sometime during the first week of classes. I've included the website here for updated information. The one main point, I guess, larger difference between Jumpstart and Create is Jumpstart does require registration and Create does not. So if you're interested in Jumpstart, make sure you go check the website and look for when that registration date is. So this is basically the end of my presentation. I included some really important links here if you guys want to look into more things about your admissions, application, our School of Engineering programs. I also have included my email here. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Great. Well, thank you so much for joining me today and taking the time to be here this evening.